Now, this is our second lecture on personal development and social development at Hano Academy. To take a period of 50 to 5 minutes tackling this concept of social development. But majorly, our focus will be on areas of personal development. Now, we have just presented the pictures here, and the pictures are of a number of people. There are different people there in that photo. So let's move on. So the course introduction, who the course is for. So the course is open to everyone. Just as we said, it is open to students at secondary schools, colleges, universities, and even technical training colleges. So the training in this course takes a period of 50 minutes, as we earlier said. Then after the training, we shall assess the students. There will be an assessment of the students. The assessment will be done in terms of tests, quizzes, or even exam. We will choose on one, or sometimes we can pick all of them, a quiz, an exam, or a test. Then after your training, after through with the training, we shall award the certificates of participation that we shall award the attendees, those who attend the training. And that said, we are going to give the certificate to those who participate in the training up to the end. Even the attendees, those who are going to attend the training. Now then, we move on to areas of personal development now training. So we state that when it comes to personal development, it is hard not to refer to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So Maslow is a scholar and came up with a hierarchy of the needs that human beings need to satisfy. And this hierarchy of needs are logical. And we argue that according to Maslow, your basic needs need to be fulfilled in order to reach your fullest potential. So to reach your full potential, then there is need to fulfill those basic needs. And therefore, in other words, we need to reach self-actualization, which means reaching the highest levels of self-awareness, personal growth, and self-realization. So all these things, as Maslow points out, are areas need to be achieved at the highest levels of human beings achievement. So self-actualization has to do with self-awareness, self-confidence, personal growth, and self-realization. And much like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we see 5 different levels of personal. And these different personal development goals can fall into different or various categories. Then let us look at those categories. So the first category is mental, and the mental has to do with the brain. You exercise your brain and stay mentally. And this is a critical area of personal development, coaching, learning opportunities, and the career growth are all areas of mental development. We also have creative writing course that can help keep the mind creative and even muscles strong. The mental muscles get strong developed by creative writing. So there's that coordination between the brain and the muscles. And therefore, mental development can be anything from workshops, training sessions, or even just rest. So to develop mentally, you need to go for the workshops, you need to go for trainings, you need to even just rest. So rest is very important. And people imagine that rest is not something key in human being's life. So the human life is an area that entails the rest. And by resting, then the mind also rests and the mind becomes stable. So rest is just as, if not more important than mental exercise. So you exercise yourself mentally by doing activities that build your mind. And as your mental fitness improves, so does your resilience, innovation, and self-awareness. So if the mental fitness improves, then your resilience, innovation, and self-awareness, it does improve. So the mind is very key, is a very important component that needs that rest, as we have just stated. Then we have another area. The other area is social, and the social has to do with the things to do with the social connections with friends, building relationships that are a must. Then after all, self-improvement is not a solitary pursuit. Humans are social creatures with that connection to learn and grow. So human beings are social creatures. They are social because they need to have them learn and even grow in such a competitive society. So people need to socially. And from social connection skills. So if you get connected with the people, you get connected with the people, you get to study people, you get to link up with the people. Basically, what happens is that there is an aspect of social growth. So you need to get people that matter. You need to get people that can build your way of life, and that's why you are important to your skills. Social connection involves meeting people that you one. And therefore, in our argument, we are saying that social connection is very important because you get to meet people with the skills, people with the knowledge, people with the experience, and the people that like to grow socially. Now, just like communication skills, problem solving, and ability to give feedback, those learn from those in their experiences. So we that term communication, problem solving, relationship building. These are components that are social in nature, and we learn these skills from people with experience. I'm saying that the social connection is important because it will help us learn the skills of growth and the basic skills of development at a social level. So that's our argument on social dynamics of life. Now then, we say that a personal growth and a development is very important in this case. So whether you are religious or not, this can come through in spirituality. And therefore, it's important to recognize that religion and spirituality are not synonymous. They are not synonymous. In fact, far from each. So, and we state that spirituality means that you are investing in a deep understanding of your own self in the world around you. So you invest in a deeper understanding of your own self in the world that is around you. So the place in you. And this helps to get yourself and uncover your values. And in the context of inner work, the spiritual personal development tool can bring greater awareness of self and even social of development concept of spirituality, being spiritual. So by being spiritual, then you uncover your values. Your values will be uncovered, you discover your values. And in this case, you'll have the personal development tool that will bring greater awareness to self and even change. Social aspect. Then we have also what we call emotional development. Emotional development. And I want just to state that emotions has to do with the feelings, has to do with the attitudes. So the feelings that we have are all about emotions. And emotional development, in this case, has to touch on the feelings of humanity, both positive feelings, feelings of regret, there are feelings of despair, there are feelings of discouragement, there are a number of feelings in this that human beings undergo. And that's why we are talking about emotional development as a part of an area of personal development. This is a third component of areas that I had highlighted for personal development. And therefore, emotional development, personal goes hand in hand with emotional intelligence, and its simplest, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand feelings. Beyond feelings, it's understanding how those feelings shape our thoughts and actions. So the feelings that we encounter, the feelings that we help us to shape our thoughts and even that is the argument that we are raising in this discussion. And we also add that any number of experiences lends its emotional aspect. So the experience that we got, the dark moment that the interesting moment that help to build the emotional aspect. And those experiences can help in your pursuit of self-improvement. Therefore, what experiences have shaped you into who you are today? So you look at the experience that have shaped you into who you are today. And when you reflect on your journey, what have you learned? What emotional experiences have you learned in that journey? So we look at that journey as a process And that journey has to do with setbacks, has to do with the problems, has to do with the challenges. But it is only the person who has built his capacity on emotional intelligence, emotional growth, that will be able to overcome those issues. Therefore, if you are looking back at your journey and identifying the growth, it's likely you have fostered a sense of emotional development along the way. So along the way, you have fostered the sense of emotional development, and this therefore requires emotional intelligence to understand what role your feelings and thoughts play. So for one to go into grow, then it should this requires emotional intelligence just to understand what role your feelings and thoughts play. So your feelings and thoughts or your mind might actually think about something. You can think about something positive, and it's all about you to think about what your mind tells you to do. The mind is a very important tool. The mind is a very important tool, and as an important tool, then it is used, should be used well so that humanity grows. So the fourth aspect of personal development is physical growth. So we have talked about the social growth, and we are now talking about the physical aspect of it. So sometimes we go to the field, we play games, we play rugby, we play hockey, and we play different games in our society. As you play those games, what really are you doing to yourself? There is something that you are doing, and that's why we are saying that a healthy body nourishes a healthy mind. So you need a healthy body to nourish a healthy mind, and this is something that we need to be understood. So there is an intrinsic link between your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So remember, as you practice emotionally, you are practice physically, then you are building your mental state, stability. You are building your emotions. The emotions are being built, and you build the emotions and the mental stability because of your exercise, your day-to-day exercise. And we therefore state that this aspect of personal development is focused on physical health. So physical health is very important, and the physical health in this case comprises these components: a good nutrition, sleep, exercise, or even movement. So when you have a good nutrition, you have sleep, you have exercise, and your movement, this helps you build your physical status. Then when your physical self is nourished, when your physical self is nourished, it's likely your mind is also reaping those benefits. So your physical state should be nourished, and that by doing that, then your mind, so to speak, is also nourished. So a mind is nourished because of what you are doing in this case. And the mind also reaps these benefits because of the exercise that you are giving to the body. Therefore, consider ways you can build this area of personal development and take note of where your body and your mind feel. So you need to give consideration on how you build this area of personal development. And take note of how your body and your mind feels. It's very important that your mind is a very key component of life. The mind controls many parts of the body. The mind controls what you want to do. The mind controls what is expected of you. The mind controls your emotion. The mind controls your knowledge in your life. So let's take care of our mind. Now we now shift go in the we're going to of personal development. What do you stand to benefit when you learn personal development? When you go through this training, what do you stand to benefit as a student? There are a number of benefits, and I will highlight the most important benefit that human beings get when they train in this area. So it increases your self-awareness. It also increases your self-esteem. So personal growth requires in what? At your own thoughts, your feelings, your habits and reactions. So your thoughts, feelings, habits, and reactions are very key in terms of personal growth and the development. So personal growth here requires attentiveness and awareness. So you need to be attentive. You need to take a sense of awareness to who you are as a person in a present state, present condition. But it also challenges you to look at the future and to where you want to go. So personal development, it gives you a challenge. It gives you a good challenge on what you're looking for, what your future holds for, and where you want to go. And therefore, by investing in yourself, you are increasing your self-awareness and by default, self-esteem. So you need to invest yourself. And how do you invest in yourself? We invest in ourselves because we do in the following parameters. By having a good nutrition, rest, enough, doing some exercise, movement, and we don't just stay around. We don't just stay somewhere and then we fail to exercise our body. So that's what we mean by investing in ourselves. So there is need to invest in yourself as a human being. So human beings were meant to invest in themselves, and by investing in yourself, then you will also acquire, you will also develop your physique. Now look at that a photo on that screen. I want to give you some minute or two to look at the photo. Now, the question I want to ask is, after you have checked, observed that picture on the screen on my slides, what are you able to see from the screen? What are you able to see? I will give you time to think about what you see, and then we shall pick up. Okay, thank you. So, in this case, we are able to see the hands of the human being, both the right and the left. There is a tree. There is something like money holding the tree. There is money and there is light. There is some ray of light on the right hand side of the screen. You can see that those rays of light. And in this photo, what lesson do we learn from this photo? We learn that when you grow, you develop personally. When you have personal development, then you will get money. You'll get money. There is money there. You'll get money, and the money will help you flourish, just like the tree you are seeing there. You can see that tree. The money will help you flourish. Will help you grow, and you'll succeed. There will be brightness. You'll have a bright future, just like the rays of the sun, which you are seeing in the photo. So that's what personal development can do. You get by joining hands with people, you flourish just like that tree, that green tree, and you have a bright future. Because personal development is all about success. But we are not saying that we are equating success money. That is not the case. That's not the reason. Saying we are just saying that personal has to do with all those things that help you achieve a success or get a bright future, a more bright future. Now then, we have other benefits of personal development. So we are saying that it helps you increase mental fitness. You are mentally stable. You become mentally fit. There is many personal developments, strong mental fitness. And with increased mental fitness, you will see a ripple effect of positive benefits. So if your mind is stable, look at what a stable mind can do to your life. It helps you read, you can learn, you can get a training, you can make decisions, you can come up with brilliant ideas. You can also succeed in life in general. So that's what a stable mind can do to a human being. And the people with strong mental fitness are more productive and less likely to experience mental illness, and they are more creative or even innovative. So your mind, take your mind as an asset. The mind should be an asset. It should be an asset to build you. It should be an asset to make you grow socially, economically, politically, and even physically. So take a care of your mind. Mental fitness is very important. Now look at that photo there. There is that photo, and I will also give you some time, some 2 minutes to check the photo. Then after I've seen the photo clearly, we shall talk about what the photo is all about. Now, okay, thank you. Now, having looked at the photo, what are you able to see in that photo? And you will give answers. You give answers to your teacher. I'll give time for the answers. So you give the answers for the for your teacher. Then your teacher will assess exactly what you have seen on those photos. So take your time and give the answers. Now, you can see these individuals that they are nearly 15. They are 15 in number, and each individual is having a phone. There's one that is having a tablet. Or 2 or 3 are having tablets. The others are having phones. Then, in this sense, we are seeing around 14 individuals with those gadgets. So if you right for, you can see where the arrow points. So this one has he's pointing at something. This one is pointing at something. This one has something like a laptop. It's a laptop. This one phone, the phone, the phone, a tablet, the phone, the tablet, the phone, the tablet, the phone, maybe a tablet, then a phone. We ended there. So you can see these individuals are having those electronic gadgets. Then in the middle of the table, so we have around 14 electronic gadgets, 14 electronic gadgets. Then on this table, everybody is busy. Everybody is busy. No one is idle. Everyone on this table is busy. But the question we ask ourselves, what are these people trying to do? What are they trying to do? So figure out, think about what they're trying to do in a short while. You can now see that these people are being, either they are being trained. So there is a training that is going on. There is coaching that is also going on. But who is doing this? So the coaching, it comes from one source. So they are being trained, they are being coached. Then when you are trained, you get trained or coached in a school or institution of learning. So then you develop socially, economically, you get education, then you empower yourself. Then once you empower yourself, you get also the skills. So there is also a part of teaching, there is teaching that goes on. So all these things, in terms of training, in terms of coaching, in terms of teaching, helps us to get the skill to develop. And that education that will lead now to graduation. You can see there are two hearts. There's a guy, there's something like a what is put on a gown, on a head during graduation ceremony. You can see that item. So once you get trained and you get to graduate, once you graduate, you have the skills. You get the skills, then you go back to the field to help other individuals. So basically, that's what these photos are all about. And how are these photos tied to personal development? These photos are tied to personal development because earlier on we said that personal development is about growth. People grow, personal growth. So these when people go to school, they are developing their mind, the mental ability, the mind, the way people think, how people use the brain in groups. So basically, that's what we are saying. And that's what we are arguing here, that this training, coaching, and even will help somebody acquire property. It will help somebody get the basic needs. It will help somebody the support society, and it helps humanity to live well with others. And that's what why these photos speak. The photos speak for purpose of demonstrating to you that with the training, coaching, and even teaching, human beings develop develop mentally, physically, socially, economically, among others. So this photo basically summarizes what coaching, training, and teaching can do to humanity or to students. Therefore, we encourage our students to get these trainings, these coachings, and even to be taught by qualified personnel so that they can develop the skills to help them better their future. Now, then there are also other benefits of personal development. So, personal development helps us to gain resilience, to gain greater resilience. And this, so being resilient is being, say, for example, you have been faced with an issue. So being resilient here means that you can sustain the pressure, you can live with the pressure, and you can fight something despite the pressure that comes on your way. So this is another positive symptom of strong mental fitness. And investing in your personal growth means investing in your ability to bounce back after rough patches or rough obstacles. So resilience has to do with bouncing back. You bounce back after a very tough time. There are tough moments, there are very interesting moments in life that you want to go through. And if you build a capacity to resilience, then you'll have to bounce back. You'll have to come back strong. So being resilient means the ability to sustain that pressure, to live with the pressure, then fight within that pressure and succeed. That's basically what we mean by being resilient. So a resilient person is one who fights. not fighting physically like you are beating somebody, but going for your goal or your goal objective. So then improve personal and the professional relationship is also key as a benefit. So another personal development benefit is improve personal professional relationship. This is an area that flourishes, especially in emotional and social aspects. This is a very key area, personal and the professional relationship. And the photos that we have just shown in the previous slide, maybe I go back on those photos. So you can see those photos help you to build professional relationship with people. There's this team of people with the gadgets. So that's how professional relationship is being built. You meet people of different professions, you meet people of different experiences, and by doing that, you'll be building what you call professional relationship with the people. Very important. So we have talked about those two benefits on this slide. We should move on as we wrap up. So then a personal development helps now that we are developing a capacity in terms of education, in terms of the training, then after the training or after you want to be successful. You want to be successful to build your own house, to build your own building. So you want to build capacity so that you live in a good house, like the one being projected on the slide above. So this is a good house that after your studies, then you endeavor to live in that good house. And that's what personal development is all about. So we are coming to the end of our session in this. But I want to, so there are also other benefits of personal development. So you also gain more knowledge and learned skills, as we have seen in that clip, in that photo. So then this can come to life in different ways. Having knowledge and skills can come to life in different ways. For example, you may take courses in digital marketing that help you gain the skills you need further your career development. So you can take courses in marketing, courses in courses, say, for example, in commerce, courses in human resource. There are different courses, and the courses will help you to build your career. Or you may sign up for art or photo classes, which help you gain skills in an entirely different life. So you look at what you are interested in, then you train in that skill. So a personal development helps you fix problems. And you can see from this photo, people are trying to fix some tips there. So from this photo tells us that you can also fix a problem using knowledge gained at school, using the education acquired at school. So you can fix issues, you can fix problems, you can deal with the problems amicably, you can solve matters within the society, and by doing that, you'll be helping a community live, live in harmony. So we move on, and that marks the end of our session. This is the end of our session, the second training on introduction to personal and social development. Now, we shall end it there for today, and then we shall pick up another time. I have been your teacher, Agre Batulo.